We are back on the Coaches Show, brought to you by Ideas Tees. They'll be happy to help you fulfill all of your imprinted apparel, embroidery, and advertising specialty needs. IdeasTees.com. This morning, Floyd Walker is to talk some Eagleville football. Whatever happens, getting that first game off and running and have it at it.
It really is, and there's nothing like it. It's a lot of excitement around it. It's a lot of expectations around it. It's there just to see where you are at it as a football team, and coaches and players are kind of similar to the fact that they really get tired of just practicing against one another, and if you go to a scrimmage, your ones may only get X amount of snaps. So to play a complete game and get a feel for what the conditioning level is like is kind of good for everybody.
So you were at home last night,
right?
Everything that goes into putting on a home event too, I mean, that brings a whole different level. I can't tell you the number of coaches or administrators or people who have something to do with game day who say, man, it's sometimes easier to go on the road. Now, it may not be for the head coach, but
hey, I was getting ready to say, hey man, our administration at Eagleville does a tremendous job on game days, whether it's for football, basketball, baseball, any of our sports. They do a super job of getting it all organized, all the way from who's working gates, who's working concessions, to security. I mean, I cannot thank them enough for what they take off of my plate on Friday nights.
I mean, you obviously have a job, but and it's not just Friday nights either. It's the week leading up to and making sure things are done. You got to have the right number of hamburgers in the concession stand, all that stuff, right?
You really do, especially at our place. Our concession stand has always been a huge hit for all of the fans, and I know last night there was a large crowd. I don't know what the final numbers were or total were sold or items that were bought, but I have a feeling that our concession stand was rocking last night.
There's so many things in our society that can distract us from even going to a football game, but game night is important. I mean, as hard as it is, those home game nights are important because you've got to, football uniforms and all the stuff you have to do to work on the field. I mean, all of that costs money, and it's not given to you.
No, it's not given to you. I mean, the thing about football, it's an expensive sport, like you said, and you made made a dime that you may have already been, anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000 in the hole when you're talking about maintaining the field, painting the field, and doing all of those different things. It really helps boost your program. And we try to keep ours at an affordable price for our fan base because, I mean, as you well know, things in this day and time are kind of tight on everybody. So we want everybody to be able to come out if they want to come to a ball game, be able to afford it for them, and
the opportunity to be around football for a long time.
You're trying to say we're old. Go ahead and say it. Okay.
I could put myself in that category for sure. But the fact that Friday nights in the 90s didn't, maybe I was looking at it from a different perspective. I know that it was important. Man,
it's all social media and digital driven. I mean, because there's so much opportunities to promote programs, to build the enthusiasm, Sunday through Friday night, and you're able to reach a lot more people. And it's one of those deals too, sometimes it becomes a social event.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be
especially at Eagle.
If Friday nights is a place to be. So we're thankful for it, and we're glad that our kids have an opportunity to enjoy an environment like we have at Eagle.
Atmosphere. How many years is this for you?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Man.
Let's say it's
I know this is 16 years at Eagle, but how many years I've been doing it, I have no idea.
16 at Eagle.
Right.
That's crazy. Just for you personally, I mean, there has to be that excitement of here's game one, let's go kind of thing.
It's more or less one of those deals of like, here's game one for these kids. Okay. Because what you end up having, and I've talked about it before, every year, each team is different. There's some years you've got kids that's been on your program and been starters and they play in a bunch of games. Then there's years where there's kids that had their first opportunity to play and start in their first game. For example, there's a young man named Grant Cooper who's a senior in our program, been with us. This is his 4th year, and this is the first year that he's going to be a starter at linebacker. He's been in Eagleville his whole entire life, and for some kid to do that, it's exciting to see them have that opportunity.
I and you've got the opportunity to have some of these kids even through middle school and all that too. So, and to have that opportunity, and that's kind of what I was getting to. I get excited for the opportunity to be able to say a kid's name who hasn't been said on the air before.
Oh, yeah.
Making a play here or there and whatnot. You took on Providence Christian last night, and this has become a little bit of a rivalry. You played them last year and now this year.
Yeah, this would have been the 3rd year of playing them. Coach Ferguson over there, he was a graduate assistant for us at MTSU when I was there, and he and I have had a long-standing relationship. And so when they decided to go 11-man football, of course, he reached out to me, and it's one of those deals to where when people have been loyal to you, you want to, and close proximity to your high school. It's a great opportunity, not only for your kids to not have to hop on the bus and travel 2 hours, but it allows your fan base and your student body to also be able to travel and get to away games that's that close. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to play them. I'm thankful for that he keeps scheduling it, and we may continue it after this series is over.
You don't have the luxury of like the 6A schools of having your entire region in one county, all over the map.
Right, exactly. I mean,
and so are they, honestly.
Yeah, they are too. And I mean, when you look at our region schedule, we've got 2 region games. It's going to be well over an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half. So when you start talking about your non-region games, you want to try to keep those close. But, I mean, you call it what you want to call it, but my concern is I don't want high school kids who want to go to a ball game to hop in the car at 16, 17 years old, drive 2 hours, watch an entire ball game, have to drive 2 hours back and on the streets, late at night. So just out of the safety concern for them, I mean, it's just something that I always look into when we're doing non-region ball game.
Well, and you had a few more this year to get, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We ended up having to get, I think we had to get 5. We had to get 5 non-region games, and we picked up, well, of course, we redid PCA. We picked up Cascade, was roughly 45 to 50 minutes. We got Community again, which is 15, 20 minutes down the road. So I'm pleased that we're able to stay close.
We're talking with Floyd Walker, the head coach of the Eagleville Eagles, last night falling to PCA by a final score of 28-21. Their first night for us is, you have to deal with, does this headset work or, game day things.
Right.
And so we have some of those too, obviously, but finally got in touch with the boss Walker, and we're getting scores back and forth. And it was 21-7, I believe it was. And then, I mean, you all made quite the run there to make it a close game.
Yeah, it was 21-7 at halftime. We went in. It wasn't a whole lot of things we needed to adjust. We just had to settle down. And if you take the first half, it was, with some bad execution on our parts. There were some missed tackles on our parts, and there were some penalties on our parts. Those are the things that you cannot do. But there are also things that normally happen in an opening ball game. But we ended up settling down in the second half. We played a little bit better defense. We played a lot better. Fourth quarter, it's 28-21 late. We get the ball with, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of 2.5, 3 minutes somewhere, and we're driving and have an opportunity, and we just can't get it done. But I'm pleased with the way that our kids responded. I told them last night I'm not upset about the loss, because we can be a really good football team. There's some things that we've got to clean up, and we've got to lock in on as a group, and we all gonna stick together, and we'll get this thing right.
I kind of feel like what you're saying, and before we went on, what you were saying is these are things that can be easily correctable.
All right, they're the correctable things. I mean, it's just pay attention to the details, pay attention to the small things, and it goes back to basically your listening skills. When you step in there, you make sure you hear everything that either the quarterback or the linebacker or coach is telling you. And if you listen to it and you have great eye contact, you're going to be able to execute at a better level. And we're going to, I think our kids will respond, because the thing about it is they know. They know. They all walked away knowing that, hey, look, we're going to be better than this, and we're going to be fine.
Jonathan Jordan carried the rock for you pretty well last night. Got into triple digits, I think.
Yeah, he did a good job for us. Had a huge run for us to get us on the scoreboard early, and then we went with a two tailback system last night between him and Thomas Solomon. Both of those kids had over 100 yards. So when you can rush for 200 yards, you know you're doing some things.
You'll check that box every week.
You'll take that, and you normally just like to rush for 150 a night, but we had 2 100-yard rushes, so we're pleased with those guys and the things that they gave us. And then you got to look at it too, that both of those kids are playing both ways and on all special teams too. So hats off to them.
That's something that we talked about it in those guys who are playing both offense and defense. They've got a deeper bench, obviously,
right.
But no matter what conditioning that's done, that's still a tough task to play just about every snap.
It is, because you take the Travis Hunter kid down to Jacksonville. All they talk about is that there's no way that kid can play every snap both ways. But it's the same thing at 1A, but you have to.
Right.
You have to, because of, what you want to. There's a difference between a starter and a backup. It may not be much of a difference, but some athletic ability that goes into it, and you want your best player.
Defensively last night, Drake Reminitsky had an interception. Solomon, no, not Solomon. It was Jonathan Jordan had 7 tackles too. Yeah. And that's the case in point of offense and defense.
Oh, yeah. But it's going to be that way. But I didn't think conditioning was a factor for any of those kids last night. We had 1 or 2 kids that cramped up a little bit, but that's an opening ball. We'll do some more conditioning this week. And again, you always want to find, they always say that you're going to get better from your first game to your second. So that's what we're shooting for.
Well, that second game is another game on Friday night, and it's another one of those nearby opponents. Right. These are also good home gate games, I would think.
Christian had a tremendous fan base last night. It helps your gating, and it helps fund your program too. So, when a football helmet costs $450, wow. Okay, you got to have good gates.
Absolutely. I know that we're just fresh off of last night, but what do you know about community and some similar habits and whatnot?
I don't know much about them. I've just been watching us this morning and making some notes on some couple of things that we gotta correct and get better at, and that's what we'll go back to work on Monday. We'll look at community. I'll look at it probably sometime this afternoon. We'll get together as a coaching staff Sunday at 1, and we'll get our game plan together, and we'll play a JV game Monday night at Cannon County at 7, because those young kids need to play some and get some playing experience. But we're going to go back to work and just try to take care of Eagleville.
Well, I hope you have a great week and a great weekend. Your weekends are full of football, I know, and watching film. And
my weekends are full of doing what my wife tells me. How about that?
So that's why you're out of the house. Oh, well, I tell you what, I certainly appreciate her helping us with scores, and because whatever broadcast we're doing, we want to keep up with everybody, and that's a great way to do it.
Well, so, she loves it, and she thinks the world of y'all, so we appreciate y'all.
Well, same here. Coach, appreciate it. Floyd Walker with us this morning on the Coach's Show, brought to you by Dan France Concrete, a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contract.